Power play for Penn State coming up. They are 8 for 48 this season. Not a mark that Jeff Campersall and company are all that excited about as we welcome you back into the broadcast booth. 0-0 the score here, 8:09 on the first period. Clock. Rocco Pellegrino joined alongside Owen Cameros as the Lindenwood Lions and the Penn State Nittany Lions do battle. Face-off coming in Lindenwood's own zone. Night ski to the box. Power play opportunity.
Rocco, we mentioned that Penn State, tough on the power play, hasn't really had success. 8 for 48, like you mentioned. Once again, we always like to say we are comm majors, not math majors, but I believe 8 for 48 is somewhere around 15%.
16% to be exact.
I was close, Rocco.
Lobdell near side, she dumps it to Brooks. Holding it and firing across the ice, deflected pass, that was Outwater. Lobdell has it at neutral ice, 7:53 on the first period. Clock, 1:43 on the power play for Penn State. Leah Stecker near side in her own zone. Starts the rush, passes too far out for Outwater. The outstretched stick can't get to it. Outwater cannot beat Quinn McLaren to the puck, and it'll be a face-off in Penn State's own zone.
And Rocco, it's one misplayed pass, but it's so much more than that because there's 1 minute and 34 seconds left on the power play. Now there's going to be a face-off in Penn State's own zone. The Nittany Lions just lost 30 seconds on a single bad pass, and that's the reason that Penn State struggles so much on the power play is simple mistakes like that.
Face-off in Penn State's own zone. It's won by Brooks against Henderson. Near side, Christian brings it into neutral ice, now across the red line, but she has it poke-checked away. Fought for it center ice between Henderson and Christian, and it's played back for the carry-on by Brooks. Lobdell near side, blue line. Gains the zone. Now to the left side face-off dot. Her pass is tipped aside, controlled by LaRose. She will cover. And a face-off in Penn State's attacking zone with 1:13 remaining on the power play, 7:22 on the first period clock. It's still 0-0.
And I like this. The Nittany Lions and special teams, they're going to pretty much switch out their entire roster here, bring back in Janecke, bring back in Caitlin Roberts, the two players that the Nittany Lions want on the power play.
Janecke wins the draw. It's brought back to Butsy at the point. Far side, she finds Roberts. Roberts at the half boards. Dumps it down low, goal line extended for Janecke, who surveys. Drops it back to the point for Garcia. Garcia, Janecke, one-timer. Score! There it is. The scoreless drought for Tessa Janecke ends. She finds the back of the net. She makes it 1-0 for Penn State.
Rocco, was a one-timer from the far side circle. Tessa Janecke shot it, and it didn't even look like it was going to find the back of the net. I think a couple of people weren't sure if it hit off the post, hit off the outside. Janecke finds the far corner from the far side on that shot. It was a delayed reaction from everyone, unsure of whether that went in, unsure of whether it would count it, but the Nittany Lions take advantage of the power play and find their 9th goal of the season.
Janecke from the far circle, her 15th point of the season, her 6th goal of the season, and it's 1-0 Penn State on the one-timer for Tessa Janecke, slamming one home, and the Nittany Lions have the lead. Off the initial face-off at center ice, it's in Penn State's defensive zone, and starting the rush back up, it's Nicole Hall. Hall gains the zone with two Lindenwood defenders on her. She sprints around the cage and surveys for a Penn State lineman at the near side. She's tumbling down, controlling the puck in Penn State zone, though it's Stecker. Tulloch toes the line, shot on net. LaRose will block that one up into the netting, and there will be a face-off. 6:19 to play, 1-0 the score as Tessa Janecke ends the scoreless drought, as she had not scored in her last 5 games, and she gets her 6th of the year on the one-timer. The assist is credited to Carly Garcia, the defenseman who set her up. Stonehouse off the draw. Her shot is turned aside, deflected to the half boards on the far side. Stecker takes a tumble. No whistle. Play continues. Lindenwood Lions back the other way. Dumping and chasing it is Chloe Corbin. Disa will smartly play it back to Grace Tulloch on the near corner. Tulloch back to Stecker, directly behind Disa. And Tulloch holds. Fires up to neutral ice. She will deflect it right over to Hall, who finds an open Brianna Brooks cutting the net, but she loses the puck. Back to the point for Tulloch, who chops at it and keeps it in. 2 Lindenwood Lions meet her in the corner. 5:40 to play in the first period. 1-0 lead for the Nittany Lions. Tulloch comes out of the pack. She has 2 on her. Coming to help is Roberts. Roberts fighting for it, using her left shoulder, shoving around. Referee's arm goes up. And we await the call. Looks like they're going to whistle, I think, Roberts possibly, or here's the call.
It's tough to see here.
They're going to give that penalty to Grace Tulloch.
So I think Tulloch went with an elbow, and she's going to find 2 minutes in the sin bin off of that elbow. And for Penn State, quickly on a goal. I mean, you're always most vulnerable a few minutes after the goal. You get that confidence, you try to go for another one. It leaves you open to being scored on. And now on special teams for the Penn State women's team right here, they're going to have 4 skaters on the ice and have to starve off 2 minutes.
Face off in Penn State's own zone. They win it and are able to clear it back down behind the net of LaRose, who will meet it and play it back to Janecke, who had the initial penalty that gave Penn State a 1-0 lead. Janecke trying to get it back on the power play. She's the leading goal scorer. The power play for Lindenwood, 9.1% this year. The penalty kill for Penn State, 35 of 42. Near side corner taking a tumble, it's Rarick. Rarick is met by a pair of defenders, but she drops it back to the point quickly for McLaren, who surveys now with Dunn. Dunn, tape-to-tape pass for Janecke on the far side, half boards. Drops it back slot, centering pass, shot, score! Sidney Jackal on the deflection, on the rebound. She beats Tessa, and we're even 1-1.
Sidney Jackal, she's been the most dangerous player tonight for the Lions, the visiting Lions, that is. Gets on the deflection on the far side. Tessa, I've said she has not looked comfortable today. A missed save, or kind of a got the first save, but it deflected right to Jackal. And that's the easiest goal she'll score all season.
Sidney Jackal, her 3rd goal of the season, her 8th point of the season, her 8th career goal. And it is 1-1, even at Pegula. Power play goals galore for 2 power play units that were not that great entering today. They are able to convert. 4:38 on the first period clock. It's 1-1 at Pegula Ice Arena. Off the redirected, sprays back down for an icing behind the net of Tessa. And the faceoff will come in Lindenwood zone.
But Rocco, we should go back to the goal and just talk about how simple it is. I mean, it's the first real chance the Lions had on the power play. One-time shot, deflection, and then Jackal right there on the rebound from about, I don't know, Rocco, maybe 4 feet away, and a simple pass in. The Nittany Lions, they have talent. They're 9-3-0 on the season. They've had a very good start to the year. But giving away simple goals like that is just not a recipe for success.
Janecke will carry it on and start the rush on the far side, neutral ice. She loses it and Penn State controls. It's McDonald, the defenseman, in her own zone. Brooks makes a move. The assistant captain to the left side dot. Turns, surveys, looks for a centering pass for Outwater, but it's deflected aside and Kareem's back to neutral ice. There it's Butsy. Butsy near side, McDonald in her own zone. Christian will start the rush from neutral ice. She plays it back in behind LaRose. There to meet it is Jackal. Swims one around for Henderson. Retram keeps it in initially. And now behind the net of LaRose, the rush will start with 3:50 in the first period left for Lindenwood, even at 1-1 after that goal by Sidney Jackal to even and equalize after Tessa Janecke's power play one-timer. At neutral ice, fight for the puck, diving for it. That was Mushedre, the forward of Lindenwood. She was not able to get her stick on it, and Penn State controls in their own zone. Roberts tries to launch one back in, but she's met by a pair of defenders as Brooke Piaski, the captain for Lindenwood, starts the rush back up for Hannah Dowds. Dodds tries to play it in. 3:18 to go in the first. 1-1 the score. Roberts back to Retram, near side. Roberts spinning, has it, swooping behind the net. Loses the puck, far side corner, Janecke there. Chops it into the air. Hip checked initially, lost it, fighting for it is Roberts. They don't know where the puck is, it's to their left. Janecke comes in to help, and Lindenwood controls off the redirect. 2:55 to go in the first, 1-1 the score. Roberts poke checks a pass at neutral ice as it pinballs around, and it's controlled by Stecker, who finds Janecke at the Penn State center ice logo. Janecke gains the zone far side, moving towards the slot. Near side, Machado dangling, tries to backhand one. It was Janecke, but it goes wide. 2.5 to go. 1-1 the score.